Hey, what's cracking, everybody? This is For All We Know. This is probably going to be one of my favorite episodes. Y'all don't say, but y'all know why. Like, this is the music, the hip hop, the music business episode. I got two of the homies that I've been wanting to get in the chair for a minute. Got to my right, my boy Hickman L.A.
Yeah, what's up?
And I got to my left, my boy Nolan.
Absolutely, we in here.
And we're going to talk some music. We're going to talk some music business, more importantly. But I feel compelled because, there's so many people that know y'all. But for the people that don't, I want them to know, like, what you're about. And I want them to know, like, introduce yourself as an artist, because that's important for so many reasons. But Hickman, I kind of want you to start first. And then, we'll just roll with that.
Yeah, for sure. So for those who don't know, I am the West Kept Secret, Hickman L.A. My mission statement as an artist is to, display lyricism, stay true to the art, inform, compete, and tell stories as much as I can and motivate. Biggest inspirations is Lupe Fiasco and Tupac.
Lupe.
Yeah. So my sound is a lot like that. You got some rough competitiveness and you got some like visual, metaphorical bars and stuff. So, but that's my mission statement, man. If you just put Lupe and Tupac into one person, that's who I strive to be.
Okay. Best Lupe song. If you have to think, first one.
Song?
Yeah, the best one. Just the first one comes to mind because I got Lupe tatted on me.
Man. Oh, do you?
Yeah, my greatest enemy is my enemy. That's Lupe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, what's the best one?
Can I say two?
All right, I'll give you two.
I just thought about.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with, and these is personal, man, but double burger with cheese.
Wow. Okay.
And SLR.
SLR
is crazy.
Yeah, see, like that's
a one-man Wu-Tang.
Yeah, exactly.
He went crazy
on that one.
Man.
He went crazy on that one. And of course, we got Jay Nolan, and he does a lot. Like, so there's so many artists like these two, but there's not many like y'all. But
right.
Like I don't know how else to say it better than that. But tell your story, Jay.
Oh man, name is Jay Nolan for those that don't know. Born in Connecticut, raised in Atlanta. I lived out in California some of my early days as well. All those things really impacted like my musical outlook, influences and things of that nature. So as far as what I bring to the game, man, I'm very studious when it comes to lyricism. So I'm really hard on that. I love diverse production. I'm really like a one man, like how Lupe say he a one man Wu-Tang. Like I kind of feel like I'm low key like a one man Dungeon Family. You know what I'm saying? In a way. So
okay.
That's how I would compare.
All right. So and either of y'all could take it at this point. How did y'all like get started with music? I know that's a cliche, but it's important to know because you like to see where somebody like. It's the evolution part of it.
Yep.
So yeah, like where do y'all kind of get the bug, I guess?
All right, you can go ahead, bro.
Man, my brother did it. Like, I was always interested in music from the jump, but like he was already rapping. He's 5 years older than me.
Okay.
So like he was rapping and he had like a group out in Connecticut. So he would come down to Atlanta like during the summer and he would just bring all this like flavor down here. Like he was like the only dude walking through Atlanta with like the goggles on, like meth. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like trying to be like big bro for real. So that's what did it. And then like moving forward, I just kind of carried the torch. You know what I'm saying? Like once I got to like middle school and Freestyle Friday was like the thing. You know what I mean? So like I was like really trying to hone my skills to like get on there one day. You know what I mean? But of course, by the time I got older, it was over.
Okay. First song. You remember the first song you ever made?
First song I made?
Yeah.
Hell no.
You got
I remember. All right, so I don't remember the first song I wrote because there was so many. But I think maybe the first song that I recorded, since you brought up Lupe, was over the Kick Push beat.
Classic.
You know what I'm saying? Like I did this song called Man Against Machine to the Lupe beat, and it was like, you know how in the Daydream video. He was like had the robot and
Yeah,
shit.
yeah,
I was
of
kind of
course.
like interpreting that into like my own little thing. So we definitely connect on
Tight.
that shit.
Right. That's fire.
Was the name always Jay Nolan?
No,
Ooh.
no. My first rap name was Knowledge, and it was spelled well. It was spelled Knowledge regular, but
Yeah.
like it was really like an ode to Nas, like because you know
okay.
Nas knowledge. You know what I'm
Knowledge.
saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's hard.
Man, remember
I
the
changed that
first
shit
time.
fast though.
It's funny because our first names always, well, most rappers' first names always be like one word.
Yeah,
You know what I
like
mean?
you trying to set a precedent. Like, yeah, it's me.
Right.
You try to
What
pick
was
an
yours?
adjective and shit.
Mine was my real name,
Okay.
Keith
okay.
Hickman.
Yeah.
Because I was taking the Kendrick Lamar approach.
Gotcha.
Because I really wanted to have my real name out there.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay.
And I guess just to pick up the question that you asked, I got into hip hop because my mom's
Wow,
was
okay.
she was a super hip hop head, like super.
Wow,
She used to do like dance competitions.
Okay.
And so they was dancing to like Moni Love, you know, MC Light,
Wow, okay.
Rakim, all the big head, special
Right,
ed,
right.
old school. So I remember one day she bought me the Lyricist Lounge 2. Let me silence this. I'm sorry.
It's all good. Real life over here.
Let me silence it because I don't want to have it again.
Okay.
But she bought me the Lyricist Lounge 2,
Okay.
which was a album from Raucus back
Yep.
in the day. And man, it just set the whole precedence of what I liked. 15, I wrote my first song to Styles P and Swiss Beats, Blow My High.
Okay.
I want to
yeah.
something. So
Okay.
I remember that was the first time I got a structured song together. It was like a 12-bar verse and like a hook and stuff. And then from there, man, I just started writing. Did a competition on YouTube. Somebody validated me. And
That was it?
Kept going, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Side
So
go.
you talked about some influences, like who you guys wrote to, but were
Yeah.
those always your like inspirations for
Oh,
like,
man.
okay, I gotta like this is it. This is hip hop for me. Like I know with me, they always say like, oh, who is the first introduction? For some reason, mine was Bone Thugs, Crossroads.
Oh, wow.
Right.
Yep.
I don't know if that's a cliche one, but I was like after that.
I think there's a lot of people that relate to that.
I love the essence of hip hop. Was that who was for y'all or what?
Man.
I know for sure Tupac's Me Against the World album is when I knew like what you can do with rap, you know, as far as saying it. The third verse on Me Against the World. And he was just, speaking to, kids and political structure and stuff like that in the beat. So I knew after that, and I was like 12 when I heard that. So I knew after that, I was like, oh, yo, I
That's
want
it.
to do this, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
That's crazy. That's funny because like I didn't catch on to like Me Against the World till later. Like I heard All Eyes on Me probably before I heard that one.
Oh,
you know
wow.
what I'm saying?
Right.
So like me hearing him and Snoop go back and forth was like that was my shit when I was
Right.
when I was like nah.
Right,
That was
right.
my
The
shit.
back and forth though, like I love to me the back and forth kings like kissing.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, don't say
Yeah,
don't say
it's
Facts.
It's nasty. It's nasty, but
Oof.
yeah, man, and it's so crazy that those are such staples in hip hop, but it's for a good reason, man. Like they were just so good at what they did,
Yep.
and oh man, it's a crazy thing.
And to take the conversation further, like back to your original question, like I always tell people, like people always be like, who's your top 5 or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like I don't really have a top 5.
No?
Like, not currently. Because
Wow.
I've ingested so much fucking hip hop.
Yeah,
music.
right.
Like it's just too much. I'm literally a hip hop baby from Mos Def to Lil Baby. You know what I'm saying? And everything
right.
in between.
Right.
I like
from-
playing the underrated ones.
Yeah, even that.
I
But
like
even
playing
like
the
I mean,
underrated.
you could put on fucking Rage Against the Machine right now and listen to homie rap. You know what I'm saying? I'm a find the science in it. And there's people out there that would like listen to that and be like, that ain't rap. You know what I mean?
I have to say, some
Right,
black folks
right.
slept on Rage.
Absolutely.
Black folks slept on Rage. Rage was, man, they was not playing.
They was crazy.
They was not playing. And I feel like with that, you have the, you know, you guys are listening to these people and you start rapping, do you take, because there was some times where there was like creative processes in there that people talked about. Did y'all take the approach that they did to music, or how do you like approach your music, you know? Like, was it in a way where, I think I remember there was this documentary called The Art of Rap.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, remember that? Where Rakim would talk about how he did the bars and stuff. I'm like, oh, you're crazy.
Bro. So I'm glad you said that, because I literally, like, my rhyme scheme, luckily we grew up in, you know, the MySpace era when we the millennials, we know we the first with technology.
Sure. Right.
And to keep up with Lupe, I had to read the lyrics.
Man.
So, you know what I mean? So I would read the lyrics and then write them down and then try to emulate, you know, like the structure.
Yep.
And so I that's how I taught myself how to write. And it's funny because I started doing what Rakim said he did way before I saw the shit though.
Yeah.
Putting the bars in like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's how I started because I was like, oh, I gotta count my bars like that. But when I saw he was doing it, I was like, all right, I'm on to something. So yeah,
it's true, man.
It's crazy, man. I think it took a long time for me to even understand what bar structure was. I used to write my rhymes like across the page, like paragraph form, and just put like little dashes at the end of the bar.
I think I remember seeing some of the homies rap books.
Yeah, definitely.
But eventually, because I don't even write my shit no more. So
it's off the top.
No, I ain't saying that.
Okay.
I know exactly what you mean.
I type the shit up on the computer now.
Right.
Okay. Got
you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But it goes line by line like a poem now. But I used to put my shit across the page like I was writing an essay.
That's, man.
And you know what's crazy too, just real quick? Another thing that I think that I use to learn that structure, and just for anybody who's listening and who's interested, there's a program that I downloaded from this dude called like the Rap Guru on Twitter, way back, and it's called Verse Perfect. Have y'all ever heard of Verse Perfect?
That title sounds familiar.
Oh, bro, I just downloaded it again though. But basically it's for poetry, and on the side it'll give you things like, you know, syllable count, line count. On the other side, it gives you like a rhyme dictionary. So it's basically just like another way that I kind of fine tune my structure. Because especially the syllable count shit. Because if each bar, if you do like a 7, 7, 6, 7, your shit gonna sound smooth no matter who say it, no matter how you say it.
Right.
So like shit like that. Yeah.
I feel like I'm a rapper in my heart.
But you are.
Right.
I learned something new. But
you've consumed enough. You probably
you definitely have.
Yeah.
My brother tells me all the time I could probably rap if I wanted to. I was like, I don't know if I have the patience, man. Cause I'll be sitting there, I'll be rethinking stuff. I'm sure you guys do it too. Like, nah, I should have said this, or I should have said this.
Right.
But at what point? Because I feel like whether it's rap, whether it's hooping, whether it's, you know, tech or anything really, at what point did y'all start taking it serious? Like, there had to be a moment in your life where it's like, hold on a second. Right. This is past just like rapping at lunch tables and stuff. This is like, I'm serious about this now and I want to take it serious. At what point was that? That's a tough one.
I feel like I came in taking it serious,
really?
to be honest. Like,
okay.
Because, all right, there's a distinction between like me and middle school and high school.
Okay.
So middle school is like freestyle, you know, studying Eminem rhyme patterns and trying to duplicate
really
listening to his sway freestyles and shit like that. But then when I got to high school, I never forget, like right before my freshman year, I broke my leg playing basketball and shit. I was trying to get nice for the team and shit, but I got swiped out the air.
Yeah, I was about to
snap
say
my joint. You know what I'm saying? So I was laid up for the whole summer just listening to, like, at that time, that was the same summer, 50, Drop, Get Rich or Die Trying.
Oh, what a summer that was.
Diplomats.
I'll never forget
Diplomats album came out. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like sitting there like, so I start writing over they songs. You know what I mean? My own little raps and shit. I took the rhyme book back to school freshman year. I gave it to my homeboy. Like, man, let me show you what I've been working on.
Right.
And he's like, he goes to all his classes throughout the day. He's actually rapping my shit. to people. You know what I'm saying?
Dirty.
And not
okay.
not like
Get
that.
it out though.
He
like
wasn't
promo.
he wasn't claiming it.
Okay, he was
but
just
he was rapping it.
Yeah.
And they like, yo, what's that? He's like, oh, that's the homie. No. So he came and gave it back to me at the end of the day. Like, I've been saying your raps and like all the classes, they think it's real shit. They asking what album it came from. So from there, that's when I kind of like really was like, oh snap.
Yeah.
So then I started like battling dudes, and then by the time I was in like 10th, 11th grade, we was packaging our first like mixtapes. I had a little group called Manifest, and we was putting out mixtapes, and I was like addicted though. Like everybody else was cool with like, okay, we got some music out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I was ready for like,
smash.
I was coming out with like,
want to smoke.
I was dropping like a tape a week for like, like 6 months, like just dropping
pushing content.
Going to my homie's house, recording in the closet, whatever I did that weekend, that's on the mixtape. Like,
nice.
So at that point, the teachers in the school and stuff, they was paying attention. I'm going to like, it was a local record store that I used to go to, and I used to like play it and shit. And he would be like, yo, this is hard. Like, I'm gonna play your shit on. He had like a radio station that he DJ'd at. So he's like, I'm gonna play your stuff on the radio. And I was actually like really trying to figure it out at that time. Like, okay, he playing it here. How can I get to Georgia State radio station? Ended up connecting with them. Play some shit on up there. Then this is around the time Drama and Cannon like had Gangsta Girls Radio like first popping off. Me and the homies, me and my cousin Hurricane, we would go downtown every weekend, wait outside the Hot 97 station. I mean, at the time it was 107.9, of course, but wait outside at 107.9, trying to get in, see if somebody was going to let us sneak up in the lobby, you know what I'm saying? And ended up meeting them, passed them a CD, Cannon call, like, yo, nigga, this is fire, you know what I'm saying? So I always felt like I was serious. Even when I didn't know what I was doing, I was very serious about it.
That's what's
up, I'm gonna let you tell your story.
No, I love that story, bro. I was visualizing that whole shit.
That's what's up.
My story, like I said, I was writing at 15, and one of my best friends, named Francisco L. He's a musician as well. In L.A. We neighbors. Pretty much grew up each other, moms, know each other, all that stuff.
Right.
And he was in a rock band called Sullen at the time, and they had did like Battle of the Bands, like they was really moving and stuff. So he heard me rapping because I had just started like writing, like you said, writing over songs. I wrote a freestyle over all over, I think, Wiz Khalifa and Currency off How Fly. How Fly, man.
How Fly?
Crazy.
That was a mix. That was a mixtape.
That was a real mixtape, bro. We was bumping.
Classic.
And we would be chilling and he'll play his guitar and I'll just start rapping and kind of rapping some of the stuff that I just had written down. He was like, bro, you need to like really do this. Like you need to like really try and rap, because he would take me to some of his other friends who were rappers and stuff, and they'll be like, you got this off the dome? Like you ready like that? So fast forward to college, I was at Tuskegee University. I think it was my sophomore year. My homie Brown Time, who was a producer, now he started recording in his dorm room. He was recording whole songs for $20, just trying to get hit the ground. So I was like, should I keep buying weed? Or should I start making music?
Which one?
You know, so I stopped buying weed, you know, as much.
It add up.
Yeah, it do, because it was $20. It was either $20 for a bag or $20 for a song. And I'm like, I'm about to get this song. You know what I mean? I get a whole song.
Adult decisions.
So we start grooving, and then so I started taking it serious at that point. But when I really made the decision to like, all right, let's do it, we started doing shows. We started doing shows in our college shows. And what it was is Tuskegee being an HBCU and not having that much of a hip hop market in the middle of Alabama. You know, a lot of performing in front of them, half of it was skill, a lot of it was skill, but half of it was like popularity, half of it was just like,
of course,
people, you know what I mean? You know how it go. So what we did is we moved to Auburn, which was 20 minutes up the road, but it was still enough for us to commute. And a dude named Chase heard our music, and he was doing all the promotions, the party promoting for all the frats in the area. Auburn, Tuscaloosa, Roll Tide, all that. So he heard our stuff. He started putting us on shows. Our first show was with Kid Ink. We opened up for Kid Ink.
Kid Ink.
Kid
Where is he?
Ink.
He's still around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he?
Okay.
We opened up for Kid Ink. We opened up for DJ Paul. We opened up for Wale.
Wow.
And a couple other people, Hurricane
Accolades.
Chris. Yeah. So when we started doing this, I was like, oh, bro, like, we out here rocking these shows. We can do it. And so we just started going back and forth to Atlanta as much as we could and made the connections, and I moved out here.
Wow, that's really dope. So what was the, like, in y'all earlier years or even now, what's the networking like for that? That's probably another whole episode. But, but like, I know, just me personally, I know, like, as when I had the rap blog, the networking was just very, I don't know how to say it. Everybody out for themselves. But it was tough because, somebody would have the right energy, but the music wasn't there. Like, the music wasn't good. Or the music was good, I don't like
right
that energy.
Yeah.
So what was that like for y'all? What is it like for y'all? It's tough.
Networking is a never-ending process.
Yeah.
That's the number one thing, man.
Right.
Like, relationships are so key. Like, because you think you may have a relationship with somebody, but you could get out of sight, out of mind real fast.
Very much.
So that's one element of it. Some people, like me, I'm not really an extrovert like that, to be honest.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, if I let you into my domain, I got to see something in you. I don't just like offer to be like in people's face like that.
Right.
So that's a whole nother hurdle, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because like sometimes you need to, but that just ain't my default.
I feel like a lot of there's a lot of rappers out there that are extremely introverted, make great music, but you see them out, they, Meek's one of them. To me personally, I'll never see another Meek show. He makes good music, but to me personally, at least in his earlier years, like when Dreams and Nightmares came out, I remember it was A3C, and I'm watching him before, and he does like I'm a Boss. I think it was roughly, I don't know if it was around the same time, but anyways, he does Dreams and Nightmares. Y'all know how everybody did when that song come on. He just didn't have that. I was like, dog. I was questioning, like, did you write this?
No.
Yeah, like I was. It just it was just so lack and I don't know.
You said it was A3C, right?
It was A3C, and it was like
A3C
I want to say like 2012 or something like that. But I think it was like 2012. But the only thing he did, like when that beat dropped, everybody go crazy. He just put his hand up. Hold on, wait a minute. I'm like, hold on a second. It's supposed to be going crazy.
He gave y'all the free performance.
Yeah, exactly. You feel me? So he's like, I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Yeah,
right.
But like I'm sure with y'all networking is like, you probably run into a lot of producers. You probably run into a lot of songwriters, a lot of promoters. Like, is it difficult to see like who's genuine and who's not? What do y'all think?
What's your take on that?
I'll say, because I've had, as far as the networking go, here, I've had a pretty okay time with it. Yeah. I've been blessed. I think so. Running into people like y'all, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's kind of like a natural, just feel like he was saying. Same thing like Jay said. You kind of got to see something in the person.
Yeah.
And I know with me, I like to. I don't like to be out as well either. But it's easy to talk to people. It's easier than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
And I've been also lucky I let my performance do a lot of the talking. I like, for instance, Head Crack, he's one of my I got a close relationship with her
Oh
now. Yeah, bro, off of This Nation, Morning Hustle and stuff. We got a cool connection. Like we text, here and there sometimes.
That's what's up.
We actually got a song coming out too.
Oh, so he does music?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Really?
Hell yeah. He's
Where
cold.
He rap.
He battle rap. He lyricist.
Okay.
He
I might have to tap in.
That's where he came from.
Yeah, that's where he started.
Okay, maybe it's...
That's how my mama knew him, from the battle rap.
Wow.
Okay. But the way I was even to get that hookup was just not being thirsty, those soft people skills.
Just off the love.
And I remember my boy Milestone was there and my manager, Matt, they was like, all right, we might need to, talk to bro. He in here.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, let me perform first. And then after I performed, and this was at a Schweinbeck mixer.
Okay.
And which was another thing about the networking is like you kind of got to figure out who's really worth, performing for
Atlanta.
And but I knew that show was worth it.
Yeah.
I performed, and he came up to me after him, Jakari, and I can't forget Jakari's dad's name. He on the radio, man. But they all came up to me like, yo, let's link and stuff. So I've always kind of let the performance do the talking first. But those soft skills, man. Those soft skills. That's what helps me, man. Because people get a feel for me, and then there are some people that you kind of keep at arms,
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? But then I meet people like y'all where it's love and we got something to offer each other.
And to piggyback off that, like I feel pretty much the same way, man. I haven't had like no extremely bad situations or no real funny activity, because I think that's the introvert in me that like dominates that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just not with everybody. You know what I mean? I don't allow myself to just be any and everywhere. So I think that cuts a lot of the fat off, you know what I'm saying? Because when a lot of times what ends up happening, what ends up throwing people off is like how you talked about being thirsty. Like if you always trying to be in everybody's mix, you're gonna come across a lot of foul shit just by default because you always in the mix. Like you don't know how to sit down ever. Like that's why you always in some shit.
Right.
Like you know what I mean? So for me, like with the way this whole pandemic shit panned out, man, like it takes a lot to even get me out the crib these days. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
Like if it ain't,
appreciate you.
Yeah, I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying?
Because
if it ain't somebody that I really rock with like that, I'm not coming out my crib. Especially the way I got my stuff set up now. It's like that's a dub.
I feel you. And you have to be, intentional with your time, intentional with your energy.
Yep.
And because you never know. Being everywhere, somebody like you're not as, for lack of better words, like a commodity. You're not. Everybody know. Everybody. But like if Jay Nolan come out, it might be some serious stuff. Hickman come out, okay.
Yeah.
We gonna mob. So
and it's funny. Oh no,
no. Go ahead.
I was gonna say it's funny that you say that because I've always used the what is it called? The 48 Laws of Power. There's a rule like that. There's a law that says I think it's create respect through absence. And the example that I had read on that was like how Jay-Z retired at like 07 or something like that.
Something like that. I don't know. Maybe the first time.
You know what I mean?
Second time.
Yeah, something like that.
And he retired at his peak, quote unquote.
Yep.
And so with him being gone, it was just like, damn, like Jay-Z not here no
I remember the
more.
conversation.
But then when he came back, it was like, Jay-Z back. So just creating that, marketability through not being out, like you were saying.
Very true. One of the things that I actually experienced that with the networking thing that kind of made me feel like how y'all do is I'm not going to say their name, but I reached out to somebody that was pretty high up, right? And, we had like a mutual connection or something like that, but somebody was like, oh, yeah, hit them up. So, when people say stuff like that, like, okay, cool. Like I met, so-and-so told me to hit you up. You think it's, everything's cool. But they told me, and I don't know if it was really disappointing as a black man, you told me, but he said, the game is to be sold, not told. And I was just like,
Okay.
dang. Because I was like, it was in the infancy of like me trying to get in the media.
Okay.
And like, rap hippies. And I was about to start that. So, I really wanted some insight. And when he said that, I was like, dang.
Right.
Man, you can't network with anybody because everybody gonna, like, I love giving the knowledge I have for free. Like, not everything.
Right.
But for the most part, because we can't all be like crabs in a bucket.
Right.
Yeah,
So
they no use in
that's
court and shit.
yeah. So like when he said that, I was like, that one hurt me, and that always stay with me. And the bad thing about that is the fact that it always stay with me.
Right.
And people remember that kind of stuff. So it's important to know who you're networking with and what they what kind of time they on, because I was not expecting that.
Yeah.
Right.
But
one thing I do want to just interject with is the networking aspect that you're speaking on is exactly what got Fresh and Local started. Like, because it was so many people that felt like they was being rejected or feeling like it was not no outlet. So I went with people that needed the looks. Like, yo,
it's not hard to support people.
We all out here trying to get it. It ain't no sense in me looking at you all the way over there like this nigga trying to do what I'm doing.
You know what's
like, it's like, yo, let's fucking work, bro. Let's make something happen.
It's
Like,
so crazy.
South by Southwest ain't talking about nothing. We gonna bring South by Southwest to the crib. Like,
it's so crazy to think that I understand rap is a competitive sport in the sense of like the music stuff, but there is not a like one set amount of money in the world. Like, everybody can eat.
Scarcity mindset.
Man, like, everybody can eat. And I'll give you an example that sometimes I use. Not everybody eats bread, but everybody eats bread to a certain point, right? If you go to a grocery store, there's not just one bread there. There's a whole bunch.
Yeah.
And everybody is there picking up what they want.
Right.
So you might not like this type of rapper, but this type of rapper is here.
You got artesian bread and shit for you. You know what I'm
so
saying?
there's something for everybody. But I never understood, the whole, I don't want this person to get this look and stuff. I'm like, somebody that likes this person might not like you, and somebody might like you might not like this person.
Absolutely.
You feel
and
me?
that changed my perspective a lot, man. I used to be like so boxed in and purist with the way I consumed my hip hop, but now I'm like, man,
It's a balance,
man. Everything is beautiful,
everything
man.
Hard. Yep, everything is hard. Well, not everything's hard, but I get what you're saying.
It's like, even if it ain't, like,
but
that's true. I feel that.
But with the networking and knowing who to reach out to and who not to reach out to, comes the business side.
Yep.
And a lot of people don't know the business side. You can't just step out there and be like, I want to rap, and spend all your wheels doing stuff and not getting some return, because I'm sure y'all could attest to this. It ain't cheap. Studio time ain't cheap.
What?
You feel me? Equipment ain't cheap. So it's important to have that business mindset, which is on top of me being fans of both of y'all. I want to bring you in because the business aspect is what a lot of people is missing.
Yeah.
And y'all have the business acumen to sustain in this business. And it's important that people have that kind of like wherewithal to be like, okay, I make good music, but just because you make good music doesn't mean that it's gonna make you money, unfortunately.
Facts.
So I kind of wanted to shift this to how to make money from this stuff. Like, what are the things that you need to set up to kind of put yourself in a position that, even if you're not on the radio, because I don't know if people are still trying to get on the radio. Honestly, if you still trying to get on the radio these days,
no.
I mean, if you want to, that's cool, that's great. But also,
radio's still a commodity.
But there's so many other rappers and artists that eat well, and they're not on the radio. So with that being said, how is like y'all's music business set up these days? Like, what types of things are you doing to find that, channel of not doing this for fun, doing this for funds. You feel me? So like what are you guys doing to put yourself in that position?
I'm gonna go first.
Go
I know
ahead.
bro about to kill it.
Yeah, go ahead.
I know bro about to kill it. I need just to get my out the way. But on the real skinny, I think I found my first business success with the music through my merch.
Merch is a big thing.
Yeah, that was my biggest thing.
Too,
I appreciate that. I appreciate that, man. He and Jay always been looking out for me. We did an interview during the pandemic about it and everything, but that was the first time that I made like good money off of like my brand.
Yeah.
And when I did it, I didn't expect it to go as good as it did. I guess I had built enough relationships for people to want to see me win. And on top of that, I had did enough. I did Fresh and Local. I did A3C. I was doing a show every month. I was doing an interview every month in that time, like right before the pandemic. So I made like 6 G's off that shit, man.
Wow.
And it was really cool because it funded my project from there, and it funded me getting some beats from and I'm a name drop, y'all, but not for no clout shit.
Look,
it's because
name drop, dog. Just do it.
I'm trying to get into the habit of we shouldn't be like hesitant to drop what we do.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Because
you're successful
Speak
in doing
on
what you're doing, and
it
took a lot for you to get to this point. So I mean, you celebrating yourself. Name drop.
Absolutely.
Right. Okay.
Who you gonna say?
So it helped pay for me to get 2 beats from Black Metaphor. Like the songs that I keep.
I was just listening to Idols Become Rivals today.
Yeah. Woo! And for my music to do that, it meant a lot to me.
Yeah.
And so as far as that, the merch was the first time that I made some good money off of it. Learning how to make the site, getting my Shopify together, just doing marketing. My own marketing.
Yeah.
Boosting, the posts, just learning the digital marketing because that's where I lack at.
Yeah.
And I'm still learning. That's why I'm grateful for you to, put the knowledge that you are. I was just listening to you talk about how to make, songs for music and TV that are generic and don't name stuff. I was like, because that's one of the things I want to get into too. I see you do it. And I'm like, bro, kill it.
Yeah.
But just learning the marketing, I just hopped into a marketing class. I make my own publishing company.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
West Kept Publishing.
Own it.
Yeah, already got it.
Yeah.
Just because I want to, really dive into how this publishing stuff works. And it's, as you know, it's something you got to read over and over and over and over to kind of get the concept between the masters and the composition. So I'm still learning, but as far as the setup with the business, I went to business school, so I always knew sales, I always knew marketing, relationships, always knew kind of merch, and just knowing how to study, and I'm still studying today.
Yeah, I love that when because you are an entrepreneur and that right, of course. I love that when you have to do things on your own, you have to learn how to do things on your own. And you could take that digital marketing that you learn and apply it somewhere else. Somebody might say, "Oh, I don't know how to do this," but because you had to, now you could possibly through your business, teach other people how to do that. Right. And just like with Jay with the music and the placements, which I'm gonna let you go off. But with the placements, it's so important because I know there was a point in time, because you wasn't born with this knowledge, that you had to figure it out. Yeah. And now you are, getting placements on Netflix and all this stuff, and I'm gonna let you run the whole list, but that's so important because I went through that, I didn't know how to edit like that. Right. But because I didn't have the bread at the time to just be throwing out like, I had like 5 videos to edit or something like that, and I have the bread, so let me look at these YouTube videos.
Right.
So I love being put in those situations where it forces you to learn.
Yeah.
So, but with Jay, I don't know what YouTube videos you was watching.
All of them.
But you going on.
Man,
What's another stream of income that these artists, please tell them.
It's a lot of streams of income out there. It's stuff I ain't even tapped into, to be honest. Like, I haven't really tapped into the merch hard like how he has. You know what I'm saying? That's something I got to pick up on. Like, but even with this book, you know what I'm saying, the Pen Game Portfolio Volume 1 and Volume 2, like when I dropped that, I probably made like $3,000 off of selling the information that people needed. You know what I'm saying? And that's
I'm one of those, by the way.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And I appreciate y'all, for real, honestly. Because the whole thing of it is, like, you got to understand the demand and the supply chain, right? So, like, when you look at the music business, like, who got books about the music business? Everybody talks about one book. Everything you need to know about the music business. Donald Passman. That book came out in the 80s. They updated like every couple years. So they got a 2020 version or something like that, right? But he got the game sold up.
Yeah.
Like, he know everything. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it was like, how come I can't step in it? Like, I know this shit too. You know what I mean? And then I packaged it, and I you know what I mean, I used my leverage of like my experience and just was like, yo, this is really how it goes. You know what I'm saying? Because to be honest, the people that I'm talking to probably never even read that book. You know what I'm saying? So this may be their first introduction to what the music business is. For real. So then on top of that, as far as like how you mentioned the placements and how I got into that, my first placement was in 2013, man. Okay. So like, it took a long time for me to acquire any information about how that works. Like, my first placement, it was on TV. I didn't understand why we hadn't got paid yet. You know what I'm saying? I didn't understand what the process was. Like, how they telling us it's on TV after it already done aired. You know what I mean? Like, how that works. That ain't cool with me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Of course, coming from 2013 mindset, and I'm just coming off of, you know what I mean, I'm used to seeing the results, like,
just like
working
that.
towards something. You know what I mean? So that was a learning curve. Even understanding, okay, me and the producer, we about to split $1,000. Then the royalties start coming in, and then it's like, oh snap, that's another $500. You know what I'm saying? And then off of that first placement, it was a UFC placement. We ate off that placement for like 3 years.
Wow.
Because it was on pay-per-view first. Then it went to Fox Sports. Then it went to Fox, all they little international channels. You know what I'm saying? So that make me perk up. Like,
hold on a second.
All right, if we could do that off one track,
Yeah.
how can we keep doing this? You know what I'm saying? So that, and I still didn't pick it up at that time. You know what I mean? It took probably till 2017, 2018 before I really like was like, nah, I got to get in here and see what's going on. You know what I mean? So there's so many different things that you could do, man. Like, I've created a multi-layered like songwriting business, you know what I mean, to where I'm ghostwriting for other rappers. Like, I never thought that day would come.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? People used to ask me back in the day, like, would you ghostwrite? I'm like, ghostwrite? Why would I even have to?
Right.
You know what I mean? But now it's like, shit, man. I got an artist right now that is actually doing something with the music. Cause I done wrote songs for people and I don't know where they at.
Right.
But it's a female artist that I'm writing for, and she just did a song with Crazy Bone. You know what I'm saying? Off the shit that I wrote her, no less. You know what I'm saying? And she's communicating with me, telling me like, yo, it's moving. You know what I mean? So and the good thing about her is like, she's not shy about like giving me my flowers too. You know what I'm saying? Some people will act like they really doing it themselves. But
like, nah, I feel like that's a hip hop thing though.
Yeah,
that's
for sure.
A hip hop thing.
Yeah.
If it's like R&B or something, I'm assuming, is it R&B?
She a rapper.
Oh, well.
But she is not. She's not the typical hip hop artist.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? She's not coming from it from the vantage point of it's all about me.
Okay.
It's like I want to make music. Like, I'm not here to be the best rapper. I'm here to tell my story. So it's kind of like that Dre, Diddy type of thing.
Oh yeah,
it's like,
sure.
I'm here to make music. I don't care what y'all talking about. So doing stuff like that, making songs for like small businesses. You know how many theme songs I done made in the past couple years, bro, for crypto companies.
Really?
Independent video game companies, podcasts, all type of shit. Game streamers, YouTube channels, like just
lot,
running it up. You know what I mean? So
my question to you is: is there a style that you locked in where it's like, because you get them constantly? Every time I look up, I'm sick of them going on Instagram like, he's on another one. But is there like a style that you stick with now that you know that works, or like a formula, or like?
Nah. Honestly, doing all of this stuff diversified me more than when I was just doing music for myself.
Really? Okay.
Because honestly, you get in a comfort zone when it's just like J. Nolan the brand. You know what I mean? It's like,
you gotta be versatile.
Cause like I've gone through like many transitions on that front. Like I had a moment where I was like trying to be on some Lupe shit. Then I had my moment where I was like dabbling because of the time period of my life. I was like really into my Bible and stuff like that. So I had like a little Christian rap phase. You know what I'm saying? I had a moment where I was like, when I left that, you know what I mean? When you leave the Christian rap phase, the first thing you do is be like, fuck everything. You know what I'm saying? So I went through that too. So I went through that phase, and like every phase you go through is always that apprehension of, how are they gonna feel when I do this? You know what I'm saying? But doing so many different, just being on call for so many different things. One person might ask for a, just for a lack of a better example, I need something like The Box by Roddy Ricch. That ain't me. That ain't what I typically would do.
Right.
But I'm here now, so let's crank up this motherfucking auto-tune and figure it out. You know what I mean? And I'm on the spot. So it's like, do you want to get this money or do you want to play with it?
Right.
So it just pushed me to really become a much better artist. Like I had to step my hook game up tremendously. I started playing with all type of styles, all type of sounds, like, even with like the placement stuff. Like me and London Elixir, we made this song called Work. We originally made Work, with the intention of it being like a strip club song. But now it's getting played on like Candy and the Gang, which has nothing to do with strip clubs. It's really being used like a women empowerment song. So how does a strip club song go to, that's one way to think of it. But the way it was written was not really like on some girl power type stuff, you know what I mean? But now it's being used in that capacity. So really what I've learned the most in my experience is like just having an open hand, being open to receive, you know what I'm saying? And being used as a vessel. Like I'm not somebody that's like, I used to have like a set way of doing things, but the more fluid that I've been able to be, like the more fluid my life has become.
And you gotta be versatile. Like you can't, especially these days, you can't just rap. You can't just rap and hope that something, you gotta have some type of business behind it. You gotta do merch. You gotta like check out placements. So you can't just rap. Some people can, but if you really want to create, and that's an opportunity to create different streams of income.
That's another thing, man. Like I started reading, man, and like seeing the average wealthy person has anywhere between 5 to 10 income streams. So it's like if you rap, that's just one.
That's one.
You know what I mean? And it's not the most lucrative
at all.
You know what I mean? Especially with the devaluation of music and the streaming and all of this type of stuff.
The Spotify stream.
Yeah, and like Spotify ain't the only ones. But like we're in this weird space where we're trying to figure out like, what is this gonna be? What is the value of a song or an album? You know what I mean? Is it still valuable? You know what I mean?
It's funny that you say that.
Yeah.
Because I'm always like looking at sales and shit. But like when Kanye sold the stem
player,
and he said that he was dropping down to only on that, and people was like, I'm not about to pay $200 for the album.
But guess what?
I was like, not only did people do it, but in my mind, I was like, So Kanye West is one of the greatest like musicians as far as, you know, all around of our time.
Mm-hmm.
He's provided us with countless amount of memories. You can put Graduation on, you'll go back. You know, he's gave us so much with the music.
Absolutely.
You don't think that's worth $200? You don't think that's worth $200?
$200
now,
ain't a lot.
I know it seems a lot, but at the end of the day, how much do you like music? How much do you value music?
Somebody paying.
Somebody's paying.
Somebody.
You brought up
eventually buy it. I'm not gonna get it right now because
Yeah,
I got my own
for
music.
sure.
But I'm a.
But you brought up a great point though, because that's one of my what he did answered one of my key questions was, we all rap, we all make beats, we all engineers. Where's the hardware coming from us? You know what I'm saying? Why doesn't Timbaland have a beat machine?
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? We know everybody know the
real.
MPC,
Why?
the machine.
Cause does he have like a what's it called, drum kit? Like you know,
I'm sure he has a drum kit. Everybody
but
got
the
a drum
actual,
kit, you know.
but the actual thing.
But it's like,
Good
why
point.
don't he got a machine? Because if Timbo put out a machine, right, you know it's gonna sell. Even if it got bullshit on it, they gonna be like, this what he used.
That's what Timbo used. I'm gonna be our next Timbo.
Why
For
don't
real.
I mean, why don't Pharrell or somebody that, you know, of course you gotta be notable, but why don't Pharrell or somebody who's known for high quality music, why he don't got a mic? You know what I'm saying?
These are all good points.
Why don't he got like his own synthesizer? That's what they known for, right? So when you start really breaking this type of stuff down, and I'm not criticizing nobody business, I don't want it to be taken that way, but at the same time, I just want to ask like the real questions of like, why isn't the innovation being pushed? Especially if the value is going down, we gotta outsource to other means. Everything is about product. So, yeah, I just be wondering. And it was something around the time he put that out, I was like, why don't I see this? And next thing I know, he got the stem player out. I'm like, whether I buy it or not, I'm
good. He made what, like a cool $2 million?
I think, because he sold 22,000 copies, I believe.
Okay, yeah,
I think
that.
I think he made in
like
totality, he might have made like 10, like by the second week or something like that. So
he definitely is a trendsetter. But I kind of want to leave everybody with like just some notes from y'all. Like y'all are in the game, y'all have had successes in it, and I don't know. I feel like it's important because first off, everybody's watching for all we know, hopefully,
For sure.
But
they need to be.
yeah, but also like, you know, there's somebody out there that this might be the first thing they look at when they want to start being an artist, you know, and they need to know that you can't just hop on a mic.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta have other things with it. But Hickman, what would you give, like, let's say like the 3 things that you would want somebody to have, like when they start off on this journey?
Right. First thing, and of course this is just my perspective too, but actual like love for it, you know, because there are people who can go and they can like, you know, get through as artists, you know, but the things like the mundane, the slow moments, like where we're learning or where we're trying to come up with the song and just can't get it, or when you gotta put out something that's crappy, you know, it's not the best quality sound, but you gotta put something out. Like, you gotta love what you're doing at that point, you know, when you're performing in front of 5 people, you know, which I done you really gotta love it. The second thing I would say is really take the time to study it, you know.
The research,
I never really liked school. You know, school wasn't a super big thing for me, but what I do appreciate about it is that it taught me how to learn. You know, it kind of taught me how to take notes. It taught me what to look for, you know. So I would just say, like, study as much as you can. And then the third thing is, like, you know, once you find, you know, your mission statement and what you want to do, like you said earlier, what else can you provide? Like, what other value you provide? And that's still what I got to work on too. What other value can you provide other than the music? Because honestly, these days, like you said, you got to be like a 3-4 trick pony, you know? So,
straight up,
you know, those 3 things, you know, just have real love for it, do the research, and then find other ways to provide value. You know, I think that'll get you going.
For sure. What about you, Jay?
I think the first thing that I would tell somebody is like understand what like your masters, your publishing, like Hickman was talking about earlier, your masters, your publishing, your mechanical royalties, like really get an in-depth understanding of what that stuff is, how you obtain it, how do you go out and get it, because it's not coming to you by default. Because like everybody's dropping music. Anybody could catch a viral hit, like not expecting it, but how are you going to make that into something?
How are you going to monetize it?
Yeah. So like that's one of the things that I would say. Number 2, I would probably say always be a student. Like you're never too good to continue learning. You know what I'm saying? Like how he just was talking about, you can't be a one-trick pony. Like look at the people who are really like doing something with themselves and really like understand what they're doing. Like a good example I would say, right, is like LaRussell. Right?
Man, my brother put me on.
Let's just look at what he does, right? Like we know he rap.
Yeah.
He really raps. But I became familiar with him from seeing other people on his platform. The Good Company situation.
The Good Company, yeah.
So even before I knew who he was. So it made me tap in with who he was, and I'm like, oh damn, and he nice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you can't be afraid to, like, I think what a lot of people are afraid of is to make something that's bigger than themselves. You know what I mean?
Oh, wow.
Like, oh, I don't want this to overshadow what I'm doing over here. But it's what you doing.
Yeah,
like, it's an extension of you. Like, you never know what what those opportunities could open up for what you do over here. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I think the third thing is just keep an open mind.
Yeah,
like,
it's important.
I think that's like one of the biggest lessons that I've learned in the last like few years. It's like keeping an open mind has like really just opened up every door for me, man. Like a lot of stuff I would just used to say no to, not even understanding why I was saying no. Like, oh, what they gonna think? Oh, I can't tell such and such. I'm like, all right, one key example before we go. I was faced with the opportunity to write a song for a homosexual rapper. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, wow.
How many guys you know would have did that? A male homosexual rapper.
Not in the butt.
Can you you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But he wasn't, but I could have said no off rip. Just shut it down. Not even listening to the idea.
Yeah.
But when he told me what it was, I didn't have to rap about no explicit stuff. He just wanted to speak on his experience, like being free. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people would have been like, I don't care what he talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you heard the content first.
That's the ego. That's the ego. That's the ego. That's the
Yeah, so just being open minded, you just never know what you might be able to do for people. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, we all souls, man. You help somebody get where they need to go.
For sure.
Yeah.
Like it's bigger than how we thinking of it.
Yeah, for sure. Well, if they didn't do it enough, I'm gonna big both of y'all up. Jay, Nolan, Hickman, go get their music. Y'all on Spotify.
It's everywhere.
All DSPs.
The IGs, we're gonna have them on the lower thirds, but y'all are both doing y'all stuff.
Absolutely.
I appreciate y'all coming up here, and dropping a lot of gems. There's gonna be a lot of cuts in this one, but I appreciate y'all. And this is For All We Know. And, you know, my slogan that I kind of been going with is be yourself because everyone else is taken.
That's a fact.
So,
Facts.
appreciate y'all, and we out.
Peace.